112 people are taken captive and brought to Canada by force. They will walk in the snow and the cold of March, a distance of about 230 miles or 340 kilometers in 3 weeks, for a total of about 16 kilometers a day. After the massacre, the captives are gathered together at the foothill of a small mountain on the other side of the Deerfield River. There, the Indian gives to the captive moccasin and snowshoes. Captivity is the business of the Indians. French Canadians don't bother with the captives. For the Indians, taking captives is in the tradition of the War of Mourning. In a battle, the first Indian who touches a captive becomes his master. So it is. All the Deerfield captives now have a master, and their survival will depend on his humor or goodwill. They are now heading back to Canada. After climbing the mountain, they take a last look at the ruins of their burning village. First break. The warriors and the French take care of their wounded. Suddenly, a newborn starts crying. He is immediately killed with a tomahawk blow. The first day, they will walk 8 kilometers or 5 miles. Walking in the snow is a new adventure for those people. They learn two important things. Always walk in a single file. Also, always walk in the footsteps in the person in front of you. The breaks must be brief. Cold weather is their worst enemy. Nightfall. The Indians build tents, make beds with spruce branches. The captives are tied down until morning. One of the captives, a young boy, manages to get away and heads back to Deerfield. The Indians tell the captive if another one of them runs away, they will all be burned. The second day is harder. The wife of Pastor John Williams, who gave birth 6 weeks ago, has a hard time keeping up with the group, who is going back to Canada very fast. She falls in the water while crossing a river. Unable to continue, her Indian master kills her with his axe. The fourth day, they are almost at the Connecticut River, where the soldiers and the Indians left some food for the trip back home. Anxious to get back, the convoy of more than 300 people increases the pace. Four women, who are no longer able to keep up, are killed by their Indian masters. Among those four women, Meetabel Smead, Godfrey Nims' wife, the mother of Abigail. After walking in the snow and cold for 21 days, the convoy arrives at Fort Chambly in the province of Quebec. In Chambly, the captives were received by the people with dignity. They were able to settle temporarily in heated Canadian homes. They were also able to wash, change clothes, sleep in a real bed, eat a hot meal in a kitchen with forks and knives. After this break of a few days, they are back on the road again. After leaving Chambly, the convoy is divided. Captives that have an Abenaki master goes to Odanak near Sorel. Those one who have a master Huron goes to the Huron village near Quebec City. Abigail Nims will go to Montreal at La Mission de la Montagne. La Mission de la Montagne is situated in Montreal on Sherbrooke Street, west of Côte des Neiges. We can see the wall along with the two towers who were restored. But the mission is close to the business and commercial sector where merchants are doing the fur trade and where alcohol is easily available. In 1694, an Indian who drank too much puts his shack on fire and all the village de la Mission de la Montagne is burned to the ground. At this point, the Sulpician priests decided to move their Indians away from the city and move the mission on the north side of Montreal at the Saut aux Récollets near La Rivière des Prairies. Moving from La Mission de la Montagne to Le Saut aux Récollets will take about 10 years. In 1704, when baby Abigail arrived at the mission, the move to Le Saut aux Récollets is almost finished. Abigail is 4 years old. Her mother was killed on the long way back to Canada. She survived this 230 miles or 340 kilometers, probably because her master carried her on his shoulder all the way. Now he brings her to his shack and leaves her with Canastarzi, who is probably his wife or his mother. Starts now for Abigail a long period of identity change. She will have to change her name, learn to speak French and Iroquois. She will have to change her religion, change her way of life, and integrate herself not in one but two new cultures. June 15, 1704. Abigail Nims is baptized in the Catholic religion, official religion of New France. Her name of Abigail is changed for Marie Elizabeth in honor of her godmother, Marie Elizabeth Lamoine, daughter of Charles, Baron of Longueuil. But at the same time, this little girl, who is under the protection of the Sulpician priest and the nobles of the French Canadian Society, is given to an Iroquois family, who will name her Toatoguash, which means she gets the water. This represents her rank in the shack. She is now a water girl. Josiah Rising. As we saw in the Massacre, Josiah was not from Deerfield, but from Suffield, Connecticut, and was a guest at the house of his uncle, Mehuman Insdale. It seems young Josiah did not go to La Mission de la Montagne, but was taken directly to Fort Lorette at Le Saut aux Récollets in the north of Montreal. We know very little about Fort Lorette because this is where were taken most of the prisoners taken from the different skirmish, attack, and massacre in New England between 1687 and 1713. We think that after the British conquest in 1760, where the British took over Canada from the French, the Sulpician priests destroyed some document related to Fort Lorette because they did not want to upset the British.